Another day, another blessing. And I'm trying my best to really be in the spirit of today is a blessing. It is a blessing to be alive, to be here, to breathe, to have food, clothing, shelter. It's a blessing. But and you knew about was coming, but I can feel that today, today feels a little bit heavy. Feels a little bit heavy today. Uh, Beautiful things, positive things are are upon me if I'm being transparent. Like there's some beautiful things that are genuinely upon me, like, and I'll even let me list them. Like put in health, um put in all of the necessities to one side, including living in a country that isn't necessarily being bombed, and living in a place where there is still food. And even to be fair, actually, even as I say that, it makes me feel like whatever weight or that I'm feeling or things I'm going through, it feels like they're trivial, compared to what's going on in parts of the world right now. We're talking Gaza, Iran, Palestine, Israel. We're looking at the state of parts of this world that don't have enough food, that don't have stable infrastructure. Like there's a lot of worrying things going on in the world at the moment. So it does feel as though the weight of what I'm feeling or whatever's going on in my head today is somewhat trivial. But I'm gonna speak on it. And like I said, there are positive things for me to embrace that are happening right now. I got through to this Dutch Barn comedy competition, so I've got a place in that. Regardless, that's positive. Yeah. I submitted my application for a Channel 4 Writers Initiative. Did that today. That was positive. Um, I've got hosting gigs Thursday, Friday. That is positive. I'm going to see my cousin's show this evening uh, in the theater. That is positive. You know, these are positive things. Putting health, well-being, finances, all of that to one side. These are positive things. So why do I feel weight? I genuinely think that the reason I feel so much weight right now in this moment is because I sometimes feel lost without a job, and I feel a bit lost. And that's the thing. I shouldn't even say without a job. It's just without secure contracted employment, because I got multiple jobs. I have multiple jobs, and a job is a job. And I know that my passion. I shouldn't necessarily look at my passion as a job, but it is. It's. I mean, I don't know if there's a right or a wrong. I don't know if it's right to look at your passion as a job, but the reality is it is a job. There is a level of professionalism that I bring to it. There is payment that I receive for it. So therefore it is a job. Um, I mean, I was a firefighter for 16 years, like the reality is you don't walk away from a job like that without having days and moments when you feel heavy and you feel a bit of weight in your decision. You even feel a bit of sadness. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about when you step away from something that you've done for so long. And I said, sometimes when I hear sirens, it sounds like they're mocking me. Every time I hear a wow, wow, it's like a na 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 na. which is a really weird way and a strange way to think about it. But these are irrational feelings. When it comes to feelings, it's not always about what's rational. Feelings in themselves aren't necessarily rational things. So when it comes to how you feel about something, rationale often goes out the window. And I guess in many ways, I know this isn't a rational way to think about a siren. Of course, it's not mocking me. Like, this is just how I feel within myself in this moment. And I try to remind myself that moments pass. This is a moment that I'm going through in this time, but the moments do pass and feelings do change. And even though I feel this way today, tomorrow may be totally different. So it's always just a remembering and realizing that these feelings are transient. But today there's definitely a feeling of a bit of weight. I know that to be true also because I had the option to go to the gym. I could still potentially go to the gym today, but I can feel my spirit is waning. It doesn't want to. My spirit doesn't want to be proactive today, which is probably every reason why I should be. But I can feel that my spirit today is definitely struggling with proactivity. And this is the proof. I'll show you. This is how I know that my spirit is struggling with proactivity. Because I ate these chili and wasabi nuts. Like, I ate the whole pack of these. I don't even want to know how many calories are in these. Like, I'm not even gonna scan it and add it to my fitness pal. Like, that was straight up a feelings purchase. That was 100% me eating my feelings by eating that. Because I knew there was not really anything good for me in eating that. That's just me going through the motions and going through some feelings. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think I would have been able to do what I've done. I don't think I would have been able to jump in this way had it not been for a few things happening all at once, but very much because of the people that are in my life. Like, when you find yourself faltering, or wavering, or doubting yourself, the people in your corner, man, they are everything. Having the right people in your corner, having good people in your corner to hold you accountable, to breathe life into you, to keep you standing, to keep you walking forward, they're everything. And I got friends, I got family, I got my partner, that without all of them, this whole journey would be so much harder. And really, I know within myself that the only thing that can stop me is me getting in my own way, me not giving myself grace, me not believing in myself enough. The only thing that can stop me on this journey really and truly is me. And that's why when I have days like this, when it's heavy, I really do think to myself, cool, heavy day. You're not 100. You're not totally on top of where you feel like you want to be. And that could be for a number of reasons. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm overthinking. There could be a number of reasons. However, when these days come, having those people in my corner, it really does fill me with life and positivity and belief. I'll figure this out, man. I will figure this out. Not just because I want to, but because I have to. So, I was talking about this Channel 4 writing scheme that I applied to. What I will definitely say is one thing that's great about creativity and art is being able to take whatever kind of situation you're going through and turn it into something. Now, full disclosure, I've never written a script before. And part of the application process was you had to write you had to submit 8 pages of an original script. And they say in life, especially in music, in life, in creativity, write what you know. So, write from a place of something that you know about. And what I definitely do know about is my life and how I feel in this moment and the things I'm going through. And so I wrote a script. Like, I wrote 8 pages. It was about 4 scenes, and I just sat down and I wrote dialogue over 2 days. And it was actually quite cathartic, but it was a beautiful experience also, because having never written a script before, it makes you realize that you can do whatever you want. Like, you can create whatever character you want, you can create whatever scenario you want, and then when it comes to the dialogue, it's actually so much fun in so many ways, because it was like I was able to, it's like having a conversation with yourself, but you doing it between these two characters. And what was so cool was that there were times I didn't really even know how I wanted things to go. I didn't have a clear vision in my mind to be like, right, so we're going to do this scene, and we're going to end with this scene where that's going to tie back to that. Like, I didn't have any of that structured in my head. I just took it one scene at a time. Do the dialogue for that scene, ask myself during the creation of that scene, okay, so what would realistically happen next, and where would I go next, and what's the next thing that would likely take place. And through that journey, I was able to create like 4 scenes and like a lovely ending to the 4th scene that tied back to something that happened previously. And I genuinely, and just like me talking to camera right now, I did not have this thought in mind before I started talking. But thinking about the script and thinking about how I came, wow, it's nearly 2 people just nearly crashed in front of me. Just a madness. That was a very poor maneuver by that driver. But thinking about the script and thinking about how I came about what I came about and how I ended where I ended, maybe in many ways that is a metaphor for life and for the journey that we're all on. It's like, as I was talking about moments and taking life moment by moment, and I might not be in a good moment in this moment, but then the next moment might be a better moment. And I don't know what the next scene is going to present. I don't know what the dialogue is going to be in the next scene. I don't know any of that. All I know is that I keep putting words on the page and it will open up. So if I keep taking a step forward and doing something, then maybe the same way things opened up for the script, it's the same way that things will open up for my life and my life direction. And these are the things that I feel like I need to keep at the forefront of my mind, and I remember I didn't know what I was going to write, but the longer I looked at the page without writing was the harder it was for me to actually create something. And I think the message there really is like, the longer it takes for you to just start walking and start moving, it's the harder everything seems and the bigger we build things up in our mind. So I think what's important for me to remember in these moments when I feel heavy and I look at my life situation, where work is concerned and all of that stuff, I think what's really important for me to remember and to bear in mind is that I'm actually moving. I'm doing the thing. I'm taking the step forward. And because I am moving and I'm creating motion, uh, there's more chance of me figuring things out than if I was just sat wallowing and stressing and feeling sorry for myself. You know, I'm, no matter how big or how small the steps that I'm taking the steps, and that is what's important on the journey. So yeah, I guess in many ways I've kind of talked myself around full circle there.